Hello everybody. According to our guidelines, this would be the first video you all need to watch. From last class, we had a couple of exercises as homework. The exercise on page 9 reviews subjects and verbs, and the exercise on page 10, exciting days in Vancouver. Now, because of the time constraints, I'm going to skip this part, okay, in order to move forward to the rest of the PowerPoint presentation. But if you have any question about these exercises, let me know, okay? We're going to get started with the last section of this chapter, which is related to capital letters and ending punctuation. Now, this topic is very easy because it's very similar to Spanish. As in Spanish, in English we have capital letters or uppercase letters and small letters or lowercase letters. Now, in the case of the capital letters, we are going to capitalize names and titles. Titles refer to, let's say, Dr. Chavarria or PhD Arroyo, right? Or, I don't know, Magister Morales and things like that. Those are the titles. We are also going to use capital letters to refer to days of the week and months, to refer to place names, right? To refer to countries, cities, I don't know, continents. We're also going to capitalize nationalities and languages, companies and organizations, and everything related to headings and book and film titles, right? Now, this is something that we are all familiar with. The first word in any sentence is going to be uppercase, and the rest of the letters and the rest of the words are going to be lowercase letters, right? So, we're going to have a very quick practice. I give you these sentences along with a number over here. So you are going to find the 3 words that should be capitalized in this sentence, the 2 words that should be capitalized in this other sentence, and so on and so forth. All right? Just for you to have a little bit of fun. Now, every sentence ends with one of the following punctuation marks. It can be a period, it can be a question mark, and then this, of course, is going to be used if we're talking about a question. And then an exclamation mark. This would be for sentences expressing strong emotions like happiness, surprise, fear, anger, etc. Now, if you guys are interested in more practice, you can pause the video and go to page 11 and do the following exercise. Exercise capitals and ending punctuation. All right? Now, the following sentences are not correct. I want you to read them and identify the mistake. There is one little tiny mistake in every single sentence, and that mistake is the pronoun. So in the case of the number 1, the she is extra. In the case of the number 2, the she is extra as well. In the case of the number 3, they is extra, and then in the case of the number 4, they is extra as well. So you guys, we are not going to use a subject pronoun, all right? We're not going to use a pronoun along with its subject noun. So if I am mentioning here Harriet Tubman, I am not going to also mention the pronoun. If I am talking about here about this woman, one more time, I'm not going to mention the she. The slaves, I'm not going to mention they. And then the houses, I'm not going to mention they either. So as we discussed in last class, you basically have 2 options. You can mention this, or you can mention the pronoun, but never the 2 of them. All right? One more time. You have here an extra practice. So you can stop the video again and go to page 12 and do the exercise avoiding repeated subjects. In English, we have filler subjects, what we typically know in Costa Rica or in Spanish as sujetos tapahuecos, right? These filler subjects are it and there. They can appear in the normal subject position, so yes, they can be the subject of a sentence, but they have no content meaning. I mean, they do not refer to anything previously mentioned. They have no meaning. They have no strong meaning. All right? So we're going to try to avoid using these subjects, especially in writing, because once again, they do not have a strong meaning. They do not mean anything at all. So instead of saying it is a beautiful day, we're going to say something like the day is beautiful, right? Or instead of saying there are a lot of people outside enjoying the nice weather, we're going to say something like a lot of people are enjoying the nice weather outside. You know, straight to the point. Now, sometimes these subjects are truly necessary, okay? When do we use it? Well, we're going to use it to express time, day, the date, the distance, the weather, and the temperature. All right? If you're interested in an extra practice, you can go ahead and go to page 13 and just keep in mind that it is always singular and it is always followed by a singular verb form. All right? Now, in the case of, in the case of there, we're going to use there to say that something exists. If that something is singular, we're going to use there is, and if that something is plural, we're going to use there are. Now, one more time. The situation with there is that the word there is not the subject of the sentence. The real subject follows the verb. So, as in these examples, yes, I can have there is over here, but there is not the subject in this case. The real subject would be table. In the example number 2, the real subject would be chairs. In the example number 3, the real subject would be spider, and then in the example number 4, the real subject would be people. So one more time, it would be better if you say, I don't know, a table is in the classroom, or 3 chairs are in the classroom, a spider is in the bath, many people are at the bus stop. You know, try to avoid these filler subjects, okay, because they have no meaning. If you want, you can go to page 13 and complete the exercise, the filler there, what a mess, okay? Finally, editing is crucial, right, when you write. When you edit, you make corrections. You can cross out words or letters you want to delete. Cross out is this, right? Like write a huge X on top of the word that you want to delete, that you don't want to include. You can use a caret to add words, as in this example. The missing word in this part is of. So every time you guys see a caret in your writings, in your paragraphs, that is the meaning, that there's a word that is missing and that I want you to add another word. And then when you edit, you correct any other mistake. Now, once you've finished with this video, you guys can go to the next part, which is a writing assignment. You are going to write a paragraph, and in that paragraph, you are going to tell me a little bit about a belonging from the past. Okay?